that baby. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ringer 57 YouTube channel. I was just working on a customer bike here, and feel it might be a good one to cover. I usually cover electrical, so, you know, it's more my thing. So I figured I'd show you this. It is a, what year is this thing?
2005. Team Righteous.
2005 636. Presented with water in the gas. Customer dealt with that. It has been an ongoing issue with this. It needs a new tank. The water drain tube from the gas cap has broken off in the tank.
Common figure, at least.
Yeah, common. So if it gets caught in the rain, it gets water in the gas. Customer drained the tank. We've done it in the past for him. That's how he knew to do it. He replaced the battery at the same time. After he replaced the battery, it would not start. He'd turn it on, the fuel light was blinking rapidly, no fuel pump cycle. So that brings us to here. So, went ahead, we went to, you couldn't see much but this, to the pigtail for the fuel pump, and we checked for 12 volts. We do have it. We checked for continuity to ground. We did not have it. So that led on to the rat's nest that we're in now. The ground wire burned up. So that's burned all the way back into this pigtail, all the way up into the pin. So I'll be replacing this with a high amp weather pack. But the worst is it started running rampant through the harness. So we've got burned wires throughout this harness that I'm going to have to chase and section. The other option we're going to present to this individual is to replace the harness with a known good one. That is not something I really want to do, but I'm willing to do. My preferred way to fix this will be to just repair the wires that are damaged with proper connections, mechanical crimps, soldered and heat shrinked, and then not butt connectors. Replace this with a high amp weather pack and its own isolated direct to battery ground. I have a feeling the pin connection in here was not the greatest connection, and it overheated. When it overheated, it started running rampant. As soon as the insulation broke through on wherever the wire went, this wire right here, it made contact with a positive wire here. For some reason it did not blow the fuse, but it did run rampant through the grounds and burn them all the way back to the ground distribution block. So I'll have to replace that as well. And this is the only ground wire for the whole bike right here. So that's one thing I really despise. They have one wire feeding a whole pile of the same gauge of wires, and that's not the only one. Okay, there's one here, there's a ground distribution here, and they're all that heavy gauge wire. Why you would have that freaking big of a wire running to this small gauge, I will never understand, and that's why I'm going to isolate the high amp ground at least for the fuel pump on its own direct to battery ground. So we're going to go ahead and have a conversation with the customer here, see how he wants to proceed. We're looking at about 4 hours of work for removing this tail, diagnosing it, which diagnosing it didn't take that long. We're an hour into tearing this far down. Okay. And then probably 2 hours to do the wiring repair and get it all tucked back together. Another hour to put the tank and everything back on this thing. So we're looking at a 4-hour repair. We did price harnesses. They're about $250. So it's entirely up to him. 2 hours of labor is $180. He could save some money on that, but you're also looking at, if I do a complete harness, spending another 2 hours of labor there alone, because I now have to delume everything up here. Whereas here, I just have to repair back here. We're going to talk to the customer, and we'll come back as we're doing the repair. Alright guys, and we're back. It is the next day. The customer did approve the repair, and he approved a new tank. So we've got a used tank on the way. It's not an exact match, but he likes the idea of having a black tank with his copper shells. Hi, Chad. So I've gone ahead and I've made all the repairs to the harness. I've gone ahead and put a weather pack connector with high amp prongs, pins, whatever you want to call them, in, and we started blowing fuses. Unplug fuel pump, don't blow fuses. Think we found our root cause, guys. So this individual stated, wherever it went, that he drained the water out of the gas tank, put the pump back in, and that's when all this happened. That is the main power wire. See, it's the large gauge yellow with a red lead, and he managed to pinch it between the tank. So he got very fortunate, but that is what caused all the burn back to begin with. Always be careful when putting a pump into the tank, guys. If you pinch a wire or scrape a wire or scar a wire and it's a power wire going to ground, you're going to cause issues. And he has definitely been in here messing with things. It looks like he's got a, what is that, Spaldra or whatever pump in here?
Oh, yeah.
Spectra.
Spectra, yeah.
Spectra pump in here. So he's been in here doing something, but yeah, we're going to go ahead and fix this and then we'll continue forward again. All right, guys, we have fuel pump cycle. Everything seems to be running. I'm going to set you guys down right here quick. And a little rattly. She's Kawasaki, but she runs. So much better. She's a little cold. She's still got a little water in her. But another simple diagnostic. It was just a simple human error, we'll call it. An individual trying to fix the issue, which we'll educate him on how to fix the issue if he ever has it again, but we're fixing it permanently now. We're going to put a tank on it and solve this water issue he's been fighting. The proper way to fix it, rather than pulling the tank, pulling the pump, and dumping it, we use shakers. These little things work great. You've probably seen them on Chris Moore Maffia's channel and a lot of the drag racing channels. You can pick them up at Harbor Freight fairly cheap, about 10 bucks, 15 bucks. And they work great for sucking gas out of a tank. And then you can go ahead and put some heat in there if you got water and some fresh gas. And generally, you can work through what's in there. Generally. Not always, but generally. That's how we did it the last time, and it worked just fine. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing put back together, edit this up, and get it posted. And I'm going to jump over here.
Team Righteous.
Where Team Righteous, Chad.
Y'all come check this out.
Yeah. Is revealing all.
So, everybody's been all, motor's built, nonsense if yeah, it is. So,
Yeah, it's built.
this is pretty washing right here. So, got this here from Spaz Racing. Got some big boy cams in there too. Number 1 cylinder over there. You can see
You can't see it on the video here, but you can about shove a thumb between the valve and the seat.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna pull it out though, see if we can check it out, see how it's doing since we've run it for a couple of months now, and see what we can learn from it, and then put it back together.
Yep. So yeah, that is a 1441 with 425 cams and a, who the heck did it? Mancini? A Mancini head.
Mancini pulled it the head for us a little bit.
Yep. So it's not anything extreme, but it is fairly extreme when it comes to street. It's about as extreme as I'd go for a street package. I'm sure I could go bigger like a 1507, but really, honestly, that thing's hard to keep cool as is, as compared to my little 1397. And that thing is hot compression-wise, guys. Hot. Spaz custom pistons. If you hit us up, we can get you the specs on those pistons and get them ordered through them if you'd like. They are 15-to-1. Decent little pistons with a decent little dome. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a beautiful day.